Everybody, and a very warm welcome to Mildenhall and Volmer Live. And hello, Mallard. Is it 4468? Forgive me, I'm just waiting on the buffering for my. That's that 30-second buffering thing. So today I've got so much to talk about. It's mainly about locos, and I'd like to wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day today. So bear with me one moment whilst we try and get this. Hello, Richard from New Junction. Good afternoon to you. Yes, I'm keeping well. Thank you very much. Bear with me one moment. I'm just waiting to see, basically buffer it up onto my big screen so I can. Here we go. So I can keep up with the comments as they go along via the big screen. Good afternoon, Keith from CX Ennsville. I don't know what's going on with my mouth today. It's just my teeth are just like don't seem to be kind of working in sync today with my brain. I've got flowers. Do you want to have a closer look? I've got flowers. Here we go. There you go. I know I've got flowers. I'm so happy. Since it's Valentine's Day. No. I've said this a number of times. 4468. Hello, Andy from Morden Railway. Welcome to the stream. Lloyd Central Station. Good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. No, I'm not getting the blue Pullman. But you've touched on partly what we're going to be talking about. Southern Train Girl. Good afternoon and welcome to my stream. It's so nice to have you all here today. I wasn't actually expecting that many people kind of being on today because it being Valentine's Day, but I wanted to put up this video because basically this is a video that I wanted to put up a few days ago, but because I sort of was talking about doing a conversion on the 60, I wanted to get that video out first. But today is all about locomotives because there's various projects on the go that I've got going on here. And I also wanted to kind of touch upon the video that I did yesterday for the DCC conversion. And I think that's where we're going to be going first, to be truthful with you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin you back round in a jiffy and we're going to sort of see if I can lower you down a bit. Hello, Barnston Camp Junction. Welcome to the stream. It is nice to have you on board. And it's always nice to have all of you guys on board. It always makes me happy. So yeah, happy Valentine's Day. Now, I wanted to make a very special happy Valentine's Day to some people that are very, very special to me in my life. And that is to my mum and dad. And the reason for that is because my mum and dad got married on Valentine's Day and it's their wedding anniversary today. And today they are celebrating 50 years of marriage together. So to my mum and dad, a very, very happy anniversary to them. So 50 years is a very long time. So they're doing extremely well. Unfortunately, they probably can't celebrate it as much as they'd like to, obviously because of the whole pandemic thing, but it's a big, massive happy anniversary to my mum and dad for celebrating 50 years today. So, onwards and upwards with the stream. Yeah, I know, it's crazy, isn't it, 50 years. Yes. So I've got some, today I'm really just pleased. I'm just really happy today. I've got a big, massive, beaming smile from end to end. So let's get down to the nitty gritty. And my apologies for sort of basically giving you a proper sort of close up and personal view. I'm just dropping down the tripod. As you can see, my camera work isn't quite up to scratch of Richard from New Junction. I'm going to need to take some tips from him. CA850, welcome to the stream. There's my, right, I'm going to spin you around now, so bear with me a minute. because you're kind of wondering what's all this crazy angle stuff going on. So we're going to start with my Class 60 project, and look what we have here. Right, before we move on to the body, let's have a look at the chassis. So yesterday I think it was yesterday, I put up a video on the conversion of my Class 60. Here it is in its current state. Since you last saw it yesterday, like I said, those of you who haven't seen it, basically this is a bare chassis, and I've since converted this from DC to DCC, and so it's now running on DCC. It hasn't got a sound chip in it because I haven't got enough sound chips because Hornby have run out of TTS chips. But basically it's running with a cab light and headlights and all the rest of it. And since you last saw it yesterday, I've painted the chassis and I've changed the buffers as I did with the other one. And that is basically where we're at with that. And I've also tidied up the wiring. And what I've done is with this, as you can see, the wiring is relatively loose here because this gets plugged into the body. And that would actually, let me move that because that actually runs, and let me see if it is actually set up to that. It is, it should be. Let's have a quick check. 60 Loco 6055. Let's see if that works. It is. Okay, so that's cool. So let's just move that out of the way for a minute. So I just want to get that out of the way as we start, a bit like the generation game, just starting to move it out of the way. I'll take it right down to the end. Right, so that's that. Now, let's bring you closer to my latest sort of respray. So this is my latest repaint. So this is going to be 60055 when it's finished. It's virtually finished. The body's virtually finished already. It needs a bit more work, but basically I've since got the transfers for them. It's for the DC rail freight livery. So that's what it's going to be put into, or dressed up as, I should say. So that's going to be going into the DC rail freight livery. So I've got all the transfers for that. So that's just waiting for me to do that. Time has been a bit of a precious commodity of late with work commitments. I haven't had much time to do much, but I've managed to get this. Hello, Digger Evans, Model Railway, welcome to the stream. But I have managed to get this third 60 sorted into a DC rail freight livery. So that's looking really cool. I'm really pleased with that. That just needs the stickers on that, and then I can just pop that onto the chassis, and that will be the third one done. The second one actually isn't quite finished yet because the second one actually does need chipping. Sorry, does need actually conversion, DCC conversion. I haven't quite done that one yet, which is the Kappa one, which is this one. This is the one that Hornby will be releasing this year, but I've just made my own. So that's the second one. So I haven't actually converted this to DCC yet, because basically yesterday I was converting the other one in full just to show you on how to do it. So I haven't quite finished the other one. So the other one will be the next one to finish off. So that's the DC rail freight Class 60, ready to have decals and the cant rails, and then that will be pretty much done. Thank you, Digger Evans. Thank you very much. So the next thing to show you is I've got a new locomotive to show you. And what I'm going to do is, let's see, bear with me a minute. Recall, where's recall? There we go. So let's just bring this one in first. Right, so I'm showing you the GBRF 50, but it isn't the new Loco that I'm going to show you. But the new Loco has impacted this GBRF 50. And the reason why that has is I ordered a sound chip, and I'm a massive fan of Coastal DCC. Absolutely fantastic guy. Kevin's absolutely brilliant. He's a lovely guy. He really does help you out, and he's really nice to talk to. He's willing to give you advice and help you out with things. I've got a number of sound chips of his. A number of them are 50s, including the one that's in this one. And the reason why I'm showing you this one is because I bought another sound. Hello, Colonel Bogey. Welcome to the stream. No worries. The reason why I'm showing you this one again, I've had this 50 for a little while, but I bought a new Loco and I bought a sound chip for it, also from Kevin from DCC. And he recommended a speaker for it because I did query him about the speaker. And it turns out that the speaker that he recommended is very good, but it doesn't really sit as well on the other locomotive as it does in this one. So what I decided to do is I swapped the speakers round, because I had a mega bass speaker from Roads and Rails, which I was going to use on the 60, but that seemed to fit better into my new Loco. And so I used the speaker that he recommended into this one. And now this one just sounds really, really great. So we're just going to fire it up. And these are sounds, like I said, from Coastal DCC. Kevin over at Coastal DCC, and he does actually say on the bottom, which I think is really, really cool. He goes, "We hope you enjoy your purchase. He said, if you like it, tell your friends, don't tell us. So you are my friends, so I'm telling you." So these are sounds from the coast, and let's fire up. Now, he did tell me what the speaker was, and I've made some notes. So let's just give it a little whiz round. As we'll send her on a merry way. Well, basically, this learning double O gauge, as far as the snow plows are concerned, these are not the official. These are not the official snow plows that come with the 50. Basically, the snow plows that come with the 50 are, yes, they are. They're Batman ones, because they're easier to fit in. I had to trim it down slightly. Right, so it's just going to run round. Hello, Ivan Moldorello, welcome to the stream. Right, so I'm just going to wait for it to kick in. So here goes. Wait for it. So good morning, Quarry Central. Welcome to the stream. So the speaker that's in this, Oh, gotta love that sound. So I just love the sound that's on this. Yeah. So basically, the plows that come with the 50, the official ones, I found them such a nightmare to try and actually get them to fit. So bear with me. I'm just gonna bring her back in. Um, Alright, hopefully she'll be coming. Now, hopefully those points are behaving themselves because I'm going to be doing some work down at that end of the layout next week. Right. Right, so for the Class 50 diesel, there are 17 functions, and I think I've gone through this before, but just a quick sort of, you get independent horns. You also get brake release, which is an F4. You get the flange squirrel, which is F5, F6 is like the drop the door. And then you can got the guards whistle, which is F7. And that depends on how long you press it. If you press it for longer, then you get this kind of elongated kind of guards whistle. Or if you press it quickly, then it's just, it's quite short. And then you've also got the inertia function, which I love on his chips, which basically means that if you're, say for example, you've set your CV settings for braking, for example, quite long, and then you find that you come into your buffers at quite too high a speed and you're not going to stop in time, you can press the F9 function, which is like an inertia button, and that will basically stop it dead. So it treats it as like a DC controller rather than a DCC. And then you've got the horns on this, which is the two-tone horns, which is F10 and F11, which I like, which is cool. And then you've got the spirit sails, the auxiliary 1 and 2, and you can switch the compressor on and off if you want as well. So we're going to say goodbye to my Class 50. So let's... So... Ta-ta. Right, I'm just waiting for that. You can still hear it running. No, I haven't actually, to be honest with you. Quarry Central, no, I haven't used the decoder because I'll tell you for why. If it wasn't for Hornby, I wouldn't have as many sound chips as I do on my locomotives. And let me recall the next Loco. And the thing is, it's like anything that isn't Hornby sound fitted is done by Coastal DCC. And the reason for that is because I love his service. The prices on his decoders on the rails with Paul. Hello and welcome to the stream. I'm very well, thank you. I hope you are well too. Yes, that might have helped if I'd actually just get the right one. Right. Right, you always do that, don't you? Right, so I've got my new Loco and I'm going to be bringing it into you very, very shortly. If I can get it to run in the right way. So this is another conversion. Oh, I'm glad you love the 50. I do too. Something else that I love, it will be creeping into shot very, very shortly. And this is, I did say in my video yesterday that I did take a break from the Class 60s conversions to do another conversion. And this is a conversion on my latest arrival. And it's just popping in now. And there is my latest arrival. And it is 73101. Thank you, Michael Brown. Thank you for your comment. That's really lovely of you to say. So this is my latest arrival to the layout. Now, this is a Lima, yes, a Lima Class 73 in the Pullman livery. And she's absolutely beautiful. I'm going to try and zoom in a bit. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's good. I didn't mess it up too much. Now, can you believe that this particular Lima 73 was built in 1992? So it's nearly 30 years old, this Lima 73, and it still stands up to the test of time. It really does. I haven't actually done anything with it at the moment apart from a main thing. Colonel Bogey, I do love a 73. I grew up a lot with 73s. Like I've said this many a time. I do want to get a Lima Gatwick Express 73 actually, because that's what I really grew up with. I used to go out to Gatwick a lot from Victoria, and back in the day, the Gatwick Express was run by the 73s. And the sounds you get out of the 73 is absolutely awesome. Now, so this is a Lima 73. It was built in 1992. Hello, John Warner. Welcome to the stream. Yes, I did put out a Facebook announcement about my stream today. So this is one of three, and there is a fourth one on its way to me. So now the thing is about this one is that this was exactly the same as the 60. It didn't have no wiring for DCC at all, so it has been fully converted as the Class 60. So if you want to know how to wire and convert a DC 73, Lima 73, you can follow my video that I did yesterday on the conversion of the Lima 60, because the principles are the same. So it's just a beautiful locomotive, I have to say. Now, I've converted it because I've got sound in it. There is sound on this 73 and it sounds so beautiful. I love this 73, the sound on the 73, and it sounds exactly like a 73. So I had two options here. I could have gone down the Lego Man Biffo route, which I had contemplated, or I go and see Kevin from Coastal DCC. Now, some time ago, I don't know who it was, somebody put up a video that they had a 73 GBRF and they put Coastal DCC sound in it, and this was the sound that you got. Now, you don't get a huge amount of functions, but from my point of view, I'm really happy to have a sound decoder which hasn't got too much to it. No, it's okay, John, don't worry about it. So basically, let's hear what this thing sounds like. Basically, the Class 73 is an electro-diesel locomotive. And basically it means it runs on both third rail, on electric, and it's also got a diesel motor in it, so you can get into the some of the sidings and some of the yards which may not have electric capability. So which is why that makes these locos so versatile, and why they're still so popular today with GBRF. And they're just absolutely brilliant. So I'm going to switch the electric on first so you can hear the electric. So this is the electric side of it. I hope you can hear it. I do love this. There's the horns on this. The horns is one of the things that sets it off from a lot of locomotives. They're two-tone actually, they're not independent actually, so let me do that again. And so those are the horns. So originally it's an ESU lock sound decoder in it, and it originally came with one of those tiny little sugar cube speakers, and basically it wasn't very good. So the mega bass speaker that I was going to put into the 60, I took out to put into this because it fits perfect in this locomotive. So let's hear it go. I just love the sound of the electrics, and I have to mention Dave over at Midsterly. I love his channel. Yeah, I'm glad you agree, John Julia Warren. Yeah, I tell you what, Kevin is such a wonderful man. He really is. He's so lovely to talk to. I originally met him at one of the shows, and he's such a nice guy. And he would quite happily explain to you about the CVs and what you can do to make it run better, or change if you want to change the volume or whatever. He'll quite happily do that for you. And also the price. I got the price for this decoder, for this 73, plus the extra speaker, plus postage, and it all came to under £100 for all of that. So the postage was included with the decoder and with the extra speaker for under £100. Let's hear her go. Ready? Right, let's pull you out so we can see her run. She's just coming round. The Lima motor isn't too intrusive. Here she comes now. Oh yeah, of course. I forgot about that, John. Yeah, I forgot you said that. Right, so here we go. Oh, that just sounds absolutely wonderful. And this is running as a DC conversion. So this isn't even DCC ready. This is something that, and you see how smoothly it's running. I'm going to shut it down because I love the sound of the shutdown. I've just added the sound of the diesel. So that sound there was me shutting down the electric. And we're now running on diesel. And you can do this in motion because 73s can do it in real life in motion. but I just wanted to do it at a stand. So again, so here we go. So this is on the diesel now. So you're almost getting 2 chips in one. It sounds absolutely awesome. I love it. Absolutely love it. Just hear it rumbling along. Now you can get this for a Dapol 73. And you can, but I've got this one obviously for a Hornby 73. And like I said, I just used the 8-pin socket like I did with the conversion on the 60. It's the same conversion on this. I haven't fitted lights on this one yet. Now what I'm going to do is on its next pass, I'm just going to demonstrate to you that you can switch between the diesel and the electric whilst it's moving. So you ready? So I've just I don't know if you heard that, but the sort of seamless switch between diesel and electric. It's absolutely brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I love this chip. I mean, you just cannot go wrong for the money, honestly. It was just brilliant service, brilliant chip. It hasn't got a huge amount of functions, but what it does have, it's absolutely brilliant. And this thing is nearly 30 years old. Oh, I just love that sound. That's just absolutely hectic. So now I'm going to shut it down without switching on the diesel. This is the bit I still get confused because the diesel's on F1 and the electric is on F7. And so we're going to shut the electric down. Well, folks, I hope you like that because I certainly enjoyed that. That was just absolutely just awesome. I really enjoyed that. Oh yeah, that definitely put a smile on my face. It's almost like the 15. It just brings back some happy memories. So that is just so cool. So let's see if we can recall. It does, considering how old this thing is. The thing is, this actually runs better than the Dapol in my view. I could have got a Dapol one if I wanted to. And you could say it's more modern, it's got more detail. Yes, it does. But this one, the Lima Hornbys are definitely more forgiving than the Dapols. The Dapol 73 is almost like they need perfect track to work. So coming into shot now is some more conversions. This is on speed step 1, by the way. Another 273s. So this one you've seen me before. I did a complete conversion on the front end of it to turn it into a 73.9. These haven't been sound chipped. Hello, Putnam Junction. Welcome to the stream. Don't worry about being late. It's all just good fun right now. So on this one, it's this one. This one's the one that's had all the work. Now this one, well, they've both had a lot of work, but this one's probably had more. This one has had, it's basically started life out as that one. And but with the standard front end, like what's on the front of this 73 here. But it just goes to show you the weathering has completely toned it down, and it's almost made this wrong coloured kind of GBRF blue yellow into the colour it was supposed to have been painted, if you see what I mean. You can see it's been dulled down. So it's had loads of weathering. I've painted the roof, I've renumbered it. And one of the reasons why I wanted to weather it was because of the renumbering, because the blue that I had to go over the original numbers was ever so slightly off, and so it was kind of a bit of an OCD thing, but I thought I could blend it in by just weathering it all in, and it's now been thank you. Yeah, to be honest, this is kind of like my first attempt at it, and I'm really pleased with the results. Now I'm gonna sort of back it up a bit more, because this one has also, I'm sure a lot of you have seen this on Facebook already, but in case you haven't, let me just get you a bit closer in. I've also fitted lights to it. So, thank you, Southern Train Girl. So this is yours again. Hello, St Mary Church. Welcome to the stream. So once again, this is like another sort of Lima conversion, Hornby Lima conversion. And I've now, like I said, basically this one started life out as the one at the back, and it's now been converted and upgraded and manipulated into something a bit more that I would like. And I think it looks absolutely wonderful. I was contemplating whether or not I'm going to I'm just contemplating whether to put a sound chip into this, because I really want to. The only thing is I'm not sure that at the moment the two 73s are addressed to the same address, and they seem really, really happy together. You know, they seem to run together really, really nicely, and they don't seem to have any issues running with each other. And I'm just kind of wondering whether or not by changing the dimensions of putting a different type of chip in there, whether or not with the CV settings maybe slightly different, whether one will work either slightly faster or slightly slower than the other. Hello, Tony Jones. Welcome to the stream. So, you know, I'm really not, on one hand, I really want to put sound under this because I think that would just really cap off this 73. I mean, I absolutely adore this 73. I've got another blue one on its way to me, which is going to be another one which I'm going to weather up like this. So, because I know GBRF have a blue one, which is basically Broadlands that they've kept in the BR blue. And so I'm just kind of going to represent that when I get that. So basically, if I just want to change it. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, you can make one into a dummy, which is what, but I don't, since they're both working perfectly well, it seems such a shame to start ripping out the cogs and everything like that and taking out the motor for it, if it doesn't run right. So, I mean, if it's running really well. So that's why I'm kind of thinking to myself, that I'm going to just leave well enough as it is at the moment. Hello, FJR boy. I think, was it you that asked me about the paint for the 60. Somebody asked me about the paint for the 60, um, because basically the paints that I'm using aren't specific colours for those liveries. These are just colours. It was you. Yeah, I did notice it's just that you sound familiar. Bear with me a minute and I will just get you the information that you are asking me about, so I can help you out with that. So bear with me. I'll leave you just look at my 73s for the moment. Right. Okie dokie. Right. So I'm just going to crank you up. Just a minute, and then we're going to. Where are we? Yeah. The thing is, you can speed match them, and I've seen videos. The Americans seem to do it very well, and because a lot of their stuff, a lot of their engines tend to be a lot of double heading and triple heading and locos in the middle and stuff like that. But these two 73s I just put to the same address, and they both seem to run really, really nicely. Right, so let me just quickly show you. So for this Puma liveried class 60, which I converted, which is my first one, that I used Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch, and I got this off of Wilco's. Like I said, it's dark grey gloss finish is what it's called. This is what I've used, but bear in mind, this might not be the official colour. This is what just looked right to my eye, and I thought, oh, that looks pretty close. And I was originally going to use this for the DC Rail Freight livery, but I found it to be too. Sorry, I heard something. I was wondering whether it was a chip or not, but it seems like someone's doing some hoovering or something. Yeah. This is what I've used from Wilco's. And like I said, I was originally going to use it for the DC rail freight conversion, and then when I put it onto the 60, I thought I'll put it onto the 60 and see how it looks. And I thought, well, it looks a damn sight closer to the Puma livery than it does to the DC rail freight. So this is what I've used. Like I said, this isn't me telling you this is the colour that you need to go for. This is just what looks right to my eye. And I thought, yeah, that looks good. And to me, to be honest with you, it does seem correct. So let's just put that 60 over here. Now, thank you, Keith. Thank you for that nice piece of information for me. So they're called DPUs, distributed power units. Because to be honest, I did watch a few. There's a chap on YouTube called BA Rail System. Was it BA Rail? I think it's BA Rail System, and he's doing Canadian stuff, and it's some of that stuff is just so awesome. I know people don't necessarily always appreciate American and Canadian stuff, but there is some really good American Canadian. There's also always a lot to learn. Anyway, so this is the current body I'm working on, and it does look like it's in a primed state, but it isn't actually. The primer is actually very, very similar to colour to this, and this is for the DC Rail Freight livery that I'm doing. As you can see, it's virtually there already. It just needs to be put together and the graphics put on. Oh, so you're familiar with him, are you, Keith? BA Rail System. I do like watching him actually, and there's a certain thing about their locos that I quite like. I don't know what it is. I know a lot of people don't appreciate American stuff, and I'm not really a big lover of it myself. I'm more of Canadian, but but I do like the American stuff as well. But it's just, to me, the problem is the understanding of it, of what an American loco is the equivalent to. So you look at an American Loco, you say, what's that supposed to be in sort of like English money, if you like? Is it a 50? Is it a 60? Is it a freight locomotive? Is it, yeah. Um, so there is some really nice stuff, and I love the sounds. There's just like some of the sounds that they've got over there. It's just some incredible stuff. So I am quite partial. I wasn't at first, but I am quite warming to some of the American stuff. I wouldn't model American stuff purely because I wouldn't know what I was doing, but I do. Yeah. So this is for the DC rail freight. And for those of you who are interested in it, this is also from Wilco's, and this is also Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch, and the colour is winter grey in the gloss finish. And again, I'm not saying this is the correct colour, it just looks to my eye again. Yeah, this just looks to my eye like this is the right colour for the DC rail freight. So that's kind of how I'm going by it, and I think it is correct. And to be honest with you, I am absolutely perfectly happy with this. I mean, at the end of the day, this is for my own personal consumption. So this isn't like I'm going to be putting it on eBay and selling it to the highest bidder for people to turn around and say, oh, I don't like this or I don't like that. So that is that. Now, I've got some new bits to show you as well. Some other new bits to show you, which isn't to do with, it is to do with trains, but it isn't a train or rolling stock or anything like that. So let me just put that there. So something else I got. Yeah, this SD45 sounds familiar, but there are certain trains that I just like the look of over there, and I don't know why. I don't know why I'm drawn to them. Hello, Robert's Train Set. Welcome to the stream. So something else that turned up this week was from Model Rail Graphics, I think. This turned up. These are head code boxes. These are for my 73s. So you've got the ones already set up here, and then you've got the individual numbers down the side. I don't know whether it picks it up or not. So yeah, so you can see the individual letters and numbers on the side. So if you want to do individual bits, you can. So some of those are going to be to go onto my class 73s, and that will also help with the light bleed also on the 73141 a little bit. Thank you, Robert. Thank you very much. So I've got those to add, and something else. Now this has come thanks to Charlie Bishop over at Chadwick Model Railway. I was watching his video yesterday, which is his latest one that he does. He usually puts them out every Friday. So I have to give him a mention because he mentions some of the tools that he's been using along the way that he's found helpful to him, that other YouTubers have mentioned to him. So it's kind of come third hand, if you like. So somebody's mentioned it to him, and then he mentioned it on his video, and now I'm mentioning it on my video. Because this I find very useful, and it's actually tools. It's actually a tool, and it's basically a drill and countersink selection. And basically, so when you're doing your construction, you can kind of drill and countersink at the same time. Because I was finding that during my construction of my railway, and as I'm doing bits, I'm always having to constantly change drill bits and things like that. And this is a great time saver, and you just leave it in one drill. You don't need two drills, and you just straight in, drill the hole, drill the countersink bit, and it is adjustable. So, and it's got a little Allen key next to it. He did say he got it from Amazon, so I went onto Amazon, and sure enough, they had it in Amazon. This cost me £10 for this whole set. I can't see myself using the whole set, but it is a useful item to have in the toolbox for when you're doing your construction and bits and pieces like that. I think it's absolutely brilliant. So thank you, Charlie, for mentioning that, because I did get myself a set and it arrived so quickly. So he put this video up on Friday, and I'd ordered it, and today's Sunday, and it arrived today. So that was super quick. Like I said, a useful thing to have in your toolbox. So I didn't have that before, so I'm really grateful to him for that. So some of the things I want to talk to you about as well is, like I said, these are the sounds from the Coastal DCC sound chip for the 73 if you are interested in. Now, the chip itself, the sound chip itself, comes with this, obviously the socket that goes into your, the, the pins that go into the socket, I should say. So the wiring for that, but it also comes with additional wiring, which is, it's got 5. So 3 of them are for red, black and white, which is for their Keep Alive ESU. So if you want to add a Stay Alive ESU version to that, you can wire a Stay Alive to that sound chip. It's also got a pink and green, which is auxiliary, and that is basically they need to be mapped. So they're not actually usable at the moment because they haven't been mapped to a function key. Now the speaker that's in the 50, which he recommended, cost £4.10, which isn't the end of the world, which I probably will get some more. And it's called an ABS stroke 230 stroke RC. And it's a really good speaker. Now, you can, it also says on the, so it does actually say on the actual top of the thing, that on the top of the sheet, that you can adjust the volume by CV63, and it goes from 0 to 128, and 128 being the loudest, and that's 100% volume. But when I did put it onto the Elite for programming and to read the actual volume level, it was reading 192. So I queried that with him, and he said, yeah, that's 150% volume. That is, so 192 is actually the loudest, but it's recommended 100 is 128. Anything above that, the volume won't really go up. So just to bear that in mind if you do decide to get that from him. So it's got some driving tips as well on his sheets, so it tells you how to get best out of it. So for example, he was saying, and this is what I've been toying around with the 73 Pullman, that you can switch between the electric and the diesel while it's moving, or vice versa, but you just give it another couple of seconds before you switch it over. So before I go, we're going to have another little run around the layout with the 73 Pullman. So unless anyone's got anything that they'd like to ask me, please feel free to do so. Before I do that, I do need to say to you also that the conversion on the 60 for the auxiliary, if you use the auxiliary function with a TTS chip, it is function 25 if you use a TTS chip. However, it hasn't got a sound chip in it, and the function for the cab lighting is actually function 1 on that chip. So if you're planning on using the auxiliary function for wiring the cab lighting, you have to kind of play about with the chip that you're using to find out whether or not A, the auxiliary is actually mapped to the functions, and B, which function number it is, because like I said, I've just found out that I thought that the function 25 auxiliary was the same across the board, but it isn't. So it turns out that the latest DCC chip that I put in it for the cab lighting, hello Leighton Junction, welcome to the stream, it's actually function 1 and not function 25. So you may have to play around with that. So just to bear that in mind if you're going to do that. I'm just going to bring this 73 back. And get it out of the way. Yeah, that's true, John, what you're saying, but on the actual Hornby TTS sheet, it actually specifically says that the function for the auxiliary, being the green wire, is actually function 25. It's not function 1 or 2. So when you do if you do fit a non-sound chip in it, just you might have to play around with the function buttons to see which one it is. Yes, yeah, pardon. I take it you're talking about the failed HST. That's if it is, that is something that's been on my radar to do. So I will do that at some point. So literally just before we go, I'm gonna again spin you around. Ooh, if I can get you around. There we go. Right, let's get you down to there we go. Right. So I'm gonna, just before we go, we're just gonna, for those of you just kind of joining or may have missed the first part, this is what this I've just converted this 73 to sound, and we're gonna fire it up again with the electric, and the electric is function 7. And she says expecting it to go, but I didn't change the Loco address, so let's try that again. Right, let's go. So that'll be coming around fairly shortly. Give you a blast of the horn. And for a Lima Loco that's nearly 30 years old, she's running sweet. On the next pass, I will switch her to diesel. So what he recommends is that you switch the new power source on first before shutting down the current power source, and you give it a couple of seconds. So I'll switch the diesel on. Let that establish and then shut down the electric. So I'll just be coming back shortly. So that concludes today's video. Oh, that's a lovely sound chip. I do like that one a lot. Like I said, I'm sure, thank you so much. Yes, happy Valentine's Day to you all too. And I hope you get to all spend it with your loved ones. I've got some flowers here, and I'm a very happy girl today. So thank you, Mother Railway Noob. So Until the next time, everybody, that will be it for today. And thank you so much for joining me today. I've really enjoyed having your company, and I hope you guys have got something out of it today and thoroughly enjoyed it. So until the next time, it's bye from me. Goodbye and happy Valentine's Day to you all. Bye bye.